As peer mediators, we're helping to stop violence before it starts, because a lot of really big fights start out as little ones. But like, if kids come to us before things get really intense, we can help them. That way maybe kids don't have to die.
We're the peer mediators from Leileihula High School.
I've been here 14 years, and at one time we've had about 1 or 2 fights a week. And this is a school of 1,700 students, so that's a lot. And we were trying to figure out how, suspension didn't work, having kids arrested didn't work, the numbers were still high. And finally we came upon the peer mediation program. We've had it for 4 years now. The peer mediation program teaches students how to solve their problems in the right way without violence, and that's made a big difference. So right now we're lucky if we have a fight once a month as compared to 1 or 2 a week.
Peer mediation program at Leileihula provides a viable, proactive means to deal with any kind of challenge. It's a very positive means of problem solving and getting people actively involved in resolving differences before it escalates into some form of violence.
Violence in the school has gone down with the peer mediation program because students come and sit down and talk out their problems instead of going and fighting each other and getting in trouble or whatever.
When I first started going to the school as a freshman 4 years ago, we have a lot of fight going on. Almost about every lunch we had something in the cafeteria going on, people yelling. So I'm glad to be a part of that change, a part of a positive change.
I think what the peer mediation process provides is that students are given the opportunity to explain their side of the story and how it has affected them. They share their feelings, and also it helps them to be more responsible for their behavior.
It's offer an alternative rather than 2 students just got into a fight, go to the principal and strictly got suspended, Rather than that, they can have peer mediation instead. That would eliminate the suspension, because in suspension, nobody wins. See, the student lose out on the time in school and they lose education. But if they go to peer mediation, we can help them and we can come up with something and keep them in school, let them do their work, and that would be a lot more beneficial.
In any high school community, public school, you're going to have gangs, or you're going to have gang wannabes. The gang mentality is, if you mess with my boy, you got a problem with us. Through the mediation program, it doesn't have to be that way. The kids need a way to save face. You understand that? Saving face means, I want to walk away not having to fight, but I'll fight you because I don't want to look like I'm scared or I'm wimpy. But slowly we're teaching them how to solve their problems without violence. And our philosophy is violence is not an option.
They don't want to listen to adults. They get that at home. And so they want to be able to have someone who is their same age, going through the same experiences they are, to understand them.
When I was having problems, I couldn't go and talk to an adult. I would rather talk to my friends.
Kids will tell other kids, hey, go and get some help. Hey, go to the peer mediation room.
Got problems, get mediation.
We set up the table, we arrange the seating. We make sure there's this adequate distance between them. We make sure that there's nothing on the table that they can conveniently grab and throwing at each other. Before we begin, I want to make sure that you guys understand the peer mediation process is strictly voluntary. And then we go over the ground rule. We tell them, okay, basically what it is that you got to respect each other. If you want this solved, you got to respect each other.
Me and Antu are neutral, which means we don't take sides. So we're not here to judge either one of you and say which one is right or wrong. We're here to help you come to a solution to your problems.
Another thing is that it's confidential. So whatever it is that we discuss is going to stay at this table.
We have some ground rules, which are no name calling, no threatening, no interrupting, no swearing, no rude eye signals and things. It moves a whole lot smoother if both parties are honest with each other.
We just try to gain their trust, We try to become their friend basically in a very short amount of time. we try to draw the story out from each of them, one of them first and the other.
I'll go first.
Alright, Daniela, so what happened?
Like, I have a boyfriend, right? And we were supposed to be going out with each other. But then I heard from my best friend. My best friend was at the park. And she saw them two fooling around on each other. And then when I go and confront her in the cafeteria, she's going to have nerve to get in front of her little friends and give me attitude. And I don't appreciate it. I like to know what's going on. That's not cool.
Most of our conflicts deal with rumors. A lot of the conflicts branch off from that, where the boyfriend and girlfriend are having relationship problems when it actually started with a rumor. Or you have best friends fighting because, again, somebody said something about the other one. So basically, once you get down to the root of it, it's mostly rumors.
Daniela came up to me in the cafe and yelled at me saying, "Oh yeah, you're sleeping with my man, you're fooling around with my man." I was like, "That's not my problem, right?" And then she's trying to embarrass me in front of my friends. I don't think so. Nobody embarrassed me in front of my friends or anybody, so shut your lip.
Can we please have no interrupting? The mediation moves smoother without it, please.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
You had your turn.
Tina,
So now
Tina,
be
can
quiet.
you please continue?
talk to me.
Okay.
Never mind her, okay?
Okay.
When people come in and they're angry, we usually have separate sessions because we wouldn't want them arguing with each other and we wouldn't want to get hurt ourselves. So we usually separate them and go one-on-one with the person to find out what's really going on.
And now we're here to hear your side of the story.
Your boyfriend and Tina, how does that make you feel?
It made me feel mad, man. I mean, it's like a trust violation thing. I don't know, man. I just want to rip her little head off.
Student-trained mediators facilitate the process and help them to communicate better and help them to come to some kind of a win-win agreement.
And how do you feel about your boyfriend?
I want to believe that he didn't do it. I want to believe that she was the one that came on to him.
During the private session, we'll ask more detailed questions. We'll find out what's going on from each of the side. And we take turn. First one disputant, then the other.
An ongoing problem at the high school level is dealing with anger, and you hear a lot about that in the media. And students have a very difficult time dealing with it because largely they haven't learned appropriate skills. They don't know how to relieve their stress, and so they take it out on each other. And a lot of it has to do with what they're learning in their environment.
What we figured out over the years is that kids don't know how to solve their problems. I mean, we have parents telling the kids if the kid touches you, punch him, you know, and that makes it all right. And so we had that kind of a problem.
So the mediation program sets it up and teaches students to, you know, calm down, that it's okay to feel angry. You're going to learn new ways of dealing with it. And you can talk about it. You can talk about your feelings here. It's safe. We're not going to, you know, judge you.
Being a peer mediator has helped me with anger because I now don't get angry at such little things anymore, because I noticed that little things, little bits and pieces of anger lead to bigger problems.
Before, I used to be really, really rage and stuff like that. But when I look at other people and I see them raging, I'm like, for what? You know, it's no use. It's not solving the problem.
Now, the 3 questions we'd like for you to think about while you're outside are: well, how would you like to see this problem solved? What would you see Tina do to have this problem solved? And what would you be willing to do to solve this problem? So we're going to send you outside now to think about it, and then we'll bring you back in later. We'll go over the answers to the questions.
As far as mediation, I learned to listen better. I don't just hear things, I listen, and I analyze, and I put into perspective what's people telling me, what is my friend is trying to say, what is my mom trying to tell me, what does my girlfriend want, and I put those things into perspective, and I start to think about it, and I listen, and it's helped me to improve as a person. With all this being said, how do you want this mediation to be resolved?
I do not want to be friends with her.
You don't want to be friends with her either?
Neither do I.
Okay, you guys want to coexist?
Exactly.
Alright, coexist.
I don't see the friendship rekindling any.
Yes.
Okay.
Seems like that's what they both want. They don't want to be friends no more. They just want to coexist. You want to go and have them draw up a resolution then?
Okay, so you're gonna go and give?
Yeah, I'll go get them. That's basically what they both want. They both wanted to resolve and forget about it. I want to move on. Okay, and they want so that we're going to the same school. It's a small school, and they want when they bump into each other, they don't have stink eye. They don't have to, look at each other uncomfortably.
Right now, Antu is filling out the agreement form, which is the contract between the two disputing.
Okay, Tina, can you please review this contract?
So do I sign it?
Yeah. And now, can you please look at that?
Yeah. Now that the agreement form is signed, we will be destroying the notes here because the mediation is now over.
Thank you for participating in the pre-mediation process.
And we hope this works out for you.
Thank you for being good mediators.
For those who do want to solve their problem, we're here to help them. And about 85–90% of the time, we come up with a solution. Most of them is either peacefully coexist or some kind of cooperation. Both sides come up with something.
Some of them don't end up being friends, but in the long run, it's good because they won't have to fight no more.
The peer mediators are finding that the listening skill is very important and that they're using these skills in their own personal relationships at home with their parents and with their siblings in particular. And some of their parents have noticed some remarkable changes in their behavior and how they tend to fight right at home.
It helped me out in my house a lot because now that instead of yelling at my dad, yelling back at him, now I listen and it seems to help out much more.
When I get into fights at home with my sisters or siblings, I know how to control myself. I can sit down and talk to them instead of just yelling, screaming. And with my parents, it's the same thing.
The conflicts that I handle in my home are much better now because we used to yell and scream. And now we can sit down all together and discuss what has happened.
We sit down as a family and we tell what the problem is, and then each of us takes our turn voicing our feelings. And then once we voice our feelings on the person that is bothering us or the problem that we're facing, then as a family we come up with solutions.
The biggest benefit for these high school students is that they're learning a very important skill, a skill that they can use forever in developing healthy relationships. They're learning how to appreciate other people and their differences, and they're also gaining respect for each other.
In mediation, when people open up and being honest is hurt, I see a lot more tear than I see anger. I see people who, when they start to open up and talk to their friend and say, oh, what you did really hurt me, and they start to cry. That's why the most important thing in mediation is a box of Kleenex.
Our kids, through peer mediation, have a sense of pride because they belong to a group that's really helping to make the school a better place. And it does, it really does. And they know it because you can walk around the campus and you can see the kids, and it's a normal high school, but there's no longer the fear that, oh, there's going to be a fight or this is going to happen. There's a sense of knowing that our campus is safe and that things are okay.
I like being a peer mediator because it makes me feel like I'm a better person because every day I help new people and I hear new situations and it just makes me a better person.
It's a cost-effective means of helping students. Instead of trying to help them after something happens, it's a more proactive way to assist students, and in the same way you're helping them to learn and grow, and you're helping the school community become a stronger place, and you're better preparing citizens for when they leave the school setting because they're equipped with skills and talents which can help them deal with challenges more effectively in their lives.
The program needs to be supported because it teaches our young students what it means to care about other people, what it means to listen to one another, and most of all, what it means to serve each other. And if you can teach a kid to do that, he'll do great in life.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up The rainbow makes all your dreams come true.